Today I'm announcing our package to fight domestic violence. We have $31 million allocated over the next 4 years, and some of these recommendations are a direct result of Quentin Bryce's report that was handed down in February this year. I'm very pleased that my Minister for Communities, Shannon, is here, as well as some of our stakeholders. We have Amy, Di and Lindy, and I know the work that these ladies are doing out in the field to combat domestic violence deserves recognition. What we have seen since Quentin Bryce's landmark report is a rise in the number of reported domestic violence incidents. My government is serious about doing everything we can to combat domestic violence, and that is why this injection of $31 million over the next 4 years will go a long way in helping to fight domestic violence. So what we are doing is we will be trialling a new specific domestic violence court, magistrates court. I've been very passionate about this. I've had conversations with Rosie Batty, the Australian of the Year, as well as Tony Abbott and other premiers at COAG. We know that to put in place a specialised domestic violence court will help women who go through this journey. They need the support. The trial will happen at Southport. Why Southport? Because we know that the number of incidents on Southport is perhaps some of the highest in the state. But also there is an integrated service response there at Southport, and that's why my government will trial that specific domestic violence magistrates court in September this year. Furthermore, we'll be adding 2 new domestic violence shelters. My Minister Shannon alluded to this earlier this year, so there will be a new domestic violence shelter established in Brisbane and also one in Townsville in the regions. My government will also commit to the national campaign to reduce violence against women with $3 million. That also came out of the COAG meeting. We'll also expand the domestic violence duty lawyer service across the state to 14 locations. We will also put in place $3 million of additional funding to establish an independent domestic and family violence death review and advisory board. This is significant because it means that the investigations will be thorough and we will be able to plug gaps in the system. The review board will be able to make recommendations to government, and that is what government needs to plug those gaps in the service. So I'm very pleased that we've taken this action. In fact, I believe Queensland is leading the way in relation to the fight against domestic violence. We've seen other states talk the talk, but today my government is firmly putting in place the money that is needed to combat domestic violence across this state.